Men, let me start with something that many over 60 never say out loud, but everyone has felt. That silent moment in the morning when you notice that the strength that once accompanied you effortlessly is no longer there. There was no warning or farewell, just absence. And then you quietly wonder, is it over? Has that part of me gone forever? But the truth, and I assure you, is that it hasn't gone anywhere. Your body still remembers how to respond, how to function. It's just waiting for the right signal. And today, I'll show you how to send that signal in less than a minute. I'm Dr. Elena Ramírez, a urologist and specialist in men's health with over 30 years of experience, helping men reclaim their strength, confidence, and vitality naturally. I've seen men in their 70s, even 80s, feel full of energy again, without pills, without devices, just by understanding how their bodies really work. There's something almost all my patients discover with surprise. The best mornings aren't built upon waking, but while you sleep. The secret to feeling strong again at dawn isn't a supplement or a workout. It's right there in your kitchen. Something so simple you'll wonder why no one told you sooner. If you stick with me, I'll teach you what to do 30 minutes before bed to restore your body's natural rhythm and wake up with calm energy and confidence. No chemicals. In a moment, I'll reveal what it is, why it works, and how thousands of men over 60 are using it every night to reclaim the mornings they thought were lost. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you don't miss any of my science-based tips to help men over 60 maintain their strength and well-being. And I'd love to hear from you. If this message resonates, write a 1 in the comments. If you still have doubts, write a 0 and tell me what's holding you back. That way, I can create more videos that truly help you. Now that you're here and ready, let's look at what really happens inside a man's body after 60. Why do those mornings that once came effortlessly start to fade? And how can one small nighttime change quietly restore the foundation of strength, circulation, and masculine confidence you thought you'd lost? 1. Why mornings change after 60. When I talk to men that age, I see it in their eyes before they say a word. That mix of frustration and doubt. What happened to me? Do you remember when your body responded quickly? When vitality was natural and intimacy flowed effortlessly? But now you wake up and feel nothing, and you start believing that part of your life is over. The truth is, it hasn't disappeared. It's just been neglected. After 60, the body changes silently. The arteries that once opened easily become stiffer. The endothelium stops releasing enough nitric oxide, the molecule that allows blood vessels to relax and fill properly. Without it, the system doesn't respond the same way. At the same time, testosterone rhythm flattens. You still produce it, but not with the same intensity or at the right moments. Stress, poor sleep quality, and unhealthy nighttime habits steal the surge that once happened during deep sleep. And when testosterone levels drop, the whole system dims little by little. Mood, muscles, desire, energy. Add years of sedentary life, endless workdays, medications, or even high blood sugar, and the nerve signals that once triggered an immediate response become slower, weaker, or stop arriving altogether. Many men look at me and say, "Doctor, I feel like my body has forgotten how to be a man." And I always tell them the same thing. It hasn't forgotten. It just needs to be reminded. The human body is designed to repair itself every night. But after years of neglect, it's like a machine that's gone too long without maintenance. The good news is, it can work again. That's where a small secret comes in. A natural, 1-minute ritual before bed that activates the body's deepest repair cycle, restoring circulation and rebalancing the rhythm that stimulates testosterone. It requires no pills, no devices, no drastic changes. Just one simple action before lying down. capable of awakening everything time has slowly dimmed. In the next part, I'll show you exactly what it is and why it works so powerfully while you sleep. 2. The 60-second secret that reactivates it. I'll never forget the first time I shared this secret with one of my patients. He was 68, a quiet man who'd spent his life fixing engines. "Doctor," he said with a tired smile, "I know how to fix engines. But this." He looked down and shook his head. "I don't even know where to start." I smiled back. "Then let's start with something small. Smaller than you imagine." In almost every kitchen in the world hides one of nature's most overlooked gifts for masculine vitality, a simple clove. It seems insignificant, a small, hard, common brown bud, but inside that tiny capsule lies an oil called eugenol, with the power to achieve what many expensive treatments can't. Eugenol is a natural compound that relaxes the smooth muscles of blood vessels, allowing them to open wider and let blood flow better. It also reduces internal inflammation that clogs circulation and stimulates nitric oxide, the molecule that tells your arteries where to send the blood. When I explain this, many men laugh. "Something that costs a dime can help me more than all those pills?" And I nod, because I've seen it work time and again. The secret isn't in swallowing it or brewing a tea. It's in how you use it. Place a whole clove between your gum and cheek for 60 seconds before bed. Don't chew it yet. Let it rest and soften. In moments, you'll feel a warm, spicy flavor spreading through your mouth. That's the sign that the eugenol oil is releasing. It absorbs directly through the mucous membranes and enters your bloodstream almost instantly. No digestion, no waiting. When you lie down that night, that same oil will quietly begin its work, opening vessels, calming nerves, and preparing your body for deep sleep, the place where true repair happens. That's why I always tell my patients, this ritual isn't about seeking quick pleasure. It's about rebuilding the foundation so your body can do what it always knew how to do. It's a gentle, intimate, and surprisingly powerful gesture. And what I love most about it is what it symbolizes. True strength doesn't always come from physical force or medications. Sometimes it arises from patience, consistency, and trust in your own biology. Because when you combine this 1-minute ritual with the right timing, synchronizing it with your body's natural rhythm at night, the effects multiply in ways most men never imagine. And that's exactly what I'll explain next. Why the timing isn't just important, it's decisive. 3. Why timing changes everything. The nighttime cycle. Over the years, I've learned that most men focus only on what happens in the moment, without thinking about what occurs hours earlier. They come to my office saying, "Doctor, I've tried taking things in the morning before intimacy, even before workouts, but nothing lasts." And I always tell them the same. The secret isn't in what you do when the sun is up, but in what your body does when silence and darkness reign. That's when the body rebuilds the machinery of manhood. Your body operates on a rhythm, a perfect symphony where every cell, hormone, and blood pulse follows a pattern etched in your biology. Around midnight, as you sleep, your brain releases luteinizing hormone, the signal that tells your body to produce testosterone. It's also when blood vessels repair, nitric oxide levels reset, and the nervous system finally sheds the stress it's been trapped in all day. That's why I always say, erections aren't built in passion. They're built in calm. When you do the clove ritual about 30 minutes before bed, you're not taking a supplement. You're sending a signal to your body. As the eugenol enters your bloodstream, it relaxes vessels and soothes the nervous system. That combination tells your body, time to rest, time to repair. The deeper you sleep, the more intense the testosterone release becomes. And the stronger that pulse, the more responsive your circulation will be upon waking. It's like charging your phone overnight. You don't wait for it to die completely. You plug it in so it's ready when you rise. I remember one patient, Patricio, a 70-year-old truck driver who'd struggled with poor sleep for years. I asked him to use a clove before bed and breathe slowly for 10 minutes in the dark. 2 weeks later, he returned, looked me in the eye, and said, "Doctor, I slept 6 hours straight for the first time in 10 years, and I woke up feeling alive." That's not magic. It's your body reclaiming the chance to heal. Timing is everything. The same habit done at the wrong hour may have no effect, but before bed, it works in harmony with your body's natural clock, multiplying its power. And when that rhythm returns, the change doesn't stop at performance. You start feeling it in every aspect of your life. In the next part, I'll teach you how to perform this nighttime ritual step by step, so you can awaken all the potential your body still holds. 4. The ritual. How to do it right. When I teach this method, I always tell men to see it as a small act of self-respect, not another chore. You don't need an hour or a complicated plan. Just one quiet minute before bed, done with intention, can change everything. Here's how you turn a simple clove into something that reignites your inner energy. Start with a whole, dry clove. Not ground, not in capsules, but the small, hard bud from your spice shelf. About 30 minutes before bed, rinse your mouth and place the clove between your gum and cheek. Either side is fine. Don't chew it yet. Let it rest as you breathe slowly. In half a minute, you'll feel the warm, spicy flavor start to spread across your tongue. That's the eugenol oil releasing and being absorbed directly by the soft tissues in your mouth. What happens next is silent but profound. The oil enters your bloodstream almost immediately. It starts relaxing the smooth muscles of your vessels, allowing them to open a bit more. At the same time, it reduces the internal inflammation that's built up over years, obstructing your circulation right where you need it most. As your body prepares for rest, the eugenol works in your favor. It lowers stress hormones, calms the nervous system, and sets the perfect stage for deep, restorative sleep. When you finally lay your head on the pillow, your body has already received the signal. Time to rebuild. Circulation improves, testosterone production strengthens, and the whole system shifts into recovery mode. Over the following nights, you'll start noticing small changes: quieter sleep, lighter awakenings, and perhaps the first signs of firmness returning effortlessly. If your gums are sensitive, go slow. 30 seconds the first night, a full minute the next. This isn't about force, it's about consistency. The more nights you repeat it, the more solid the results. Think of it as gentle training for your body to remember its natural rhythm. But there's something even more powerful that happens when this routine becomes part of your nights. Something beyond blood flow or performance. It transforms how you sleep, how you recover, and how your hormones communicate. And in the next part, I'll show you why this ritual doesn't just change your nights, it heals your body from within. 5. The science of timing. Why night is key. After more than 3 decades helping men over 60, I've learned that timing isn't just important, it's everything. You can have the right diet, the best supplements, and the healthiest habits, but if you apply them at the wrong time, your body won't respond as it should. That's why the clove method works best before bed. It's not magic, it's biology, following its own clock. Your body is governed by an internal timing system called the circadian rhythm. It tells your brain when to rest, your heart when to slow, and your hormones when to activate. Most men don't know that testosterone, nitric oxide, and growth hormone, the 3 pillars of masculine vitality, peak during deep sleep. That's when arteries repair and the body recovers the energy lost during the day. Your blood vessels regain elasticity, and testosterone rises naturally. But if you stay up late, scrolling on your phone, drinking alcohol, or eating a heavy dinner, you interrupt that process. You rob your body of its most valuable time, nighttime restoration. When you do the clove ritual 30 minutes before bed, you're sending the perfect signal right before internal repair begins. The eugenol oil starts relaxing your vessel walls and calming your nervous system just as your body begins to wind down. It reduces cortisol, the stress hormone that blocks testosterone, and boosts nitric oxide release as your brain enters deep sleep. It's like priming an engine before starting it, a small tweak that makes everything else run better. I remember Patricio again, the retired trucker with restless nights and dull mornings. He confessed he couldn't even recall the last time he'd slept through the night. When I explained the importance of exact timing, everything changed. 2 weeks later, he returned with a smile I hadn't seen before. "Doctor," he said, "I didn't change my diet. I didn't take pills. But now I sleep like a rock and the mornings are back." That wasn't coincidence. It was his body functioning in harmony with its natural rhythm again. So if you've ever wondered why mornings feel weaker with age, the answer isn't just lost strength, it's lost time. And when you reset that internal clock, your body responds with surprising speed. But here's the most exciting part. What starts as a nighttime ritual for better performance becomes something much deeper. A total body restoration that touches your mood, energy, and even how you perceive youth each day. 6. The transformation. What happens at 7, 14, and 30 days? When men start this nighttime ritual, they always ask, "Doctor, how long before I notice something?" And I always say the same. True restoration doesn't happen overnight, but when it starts, you'll feel it. The change doesn't arrive with fanfare or drama. It begins quietly, almost imperceptibly, like your body slowly remembering how to function again. In the first 7 days, most don't see big fireworks, but something different, a gentle calm. You notice your body relaxing before sleep, your breathing slowing, your mind releases tension built up over years. That's the eugenol at work, relaxing your nervous system, helping you reach deeper sleep, and starting the vascular repair your body had postponed for so long. Your nights start feeling different. Fewer tosses and turns, fewer interruptions, more authentic rest. And upon waking, something subtle but significant shifts. You feel lighter, clearer, more at peace. For many men, that's the first sign of hope. By day 14, the system responds more strongly. Blood flow improves as arteries regain flexibility, nitric oxide levels rise, and testosterone rhythm rebalances. You'll notice firmer mornings, steadier energy throughout the day, and a sense of well-being you may have forgotten. And the most beautiful part? This is just the beginning. In the next part, you'll discover what happens after 30 days, when this small habit transforms not just your rest, but your entire health from within. I remember a man named Roberto, 74, who said something I'll never forget. "Doctor, I didn't realize how much of myself I'd lost until I started sleeping well again." That's exactly what it feels like at this stage. It's not just a physical change. It's the return of vitality, confidence, and inner calm. By day 30, your body has adapted. This is where true transformation solidifies. Hormonal balance stabilizes, blood vessels stay open longer, and confidence stops being sporadic. It becomes constant. Nothing forced, nothing chemical. Everything happens naturally. Mornings greet you like before, with energy and clarity, and your partner notices the difference, not just physically, but emotionally. Your posture changes. You smile more. You feel like yourself again. But the most impressive part is what happens after those 30 days. Every night you stay consistent. Your body keeps strengthening that foundation. Circulation grows stronger, sleep deeper, energy more stable. It's no longer about chasing youth. It's about reclaiming balance. And that balance is what keeps a man solid, with a clear mind and intact confidence through the years. Now, if that sounds powerful, wait until you discover what happens when this nighttime ritual connects with a key piece almost no one mentions: your oral health. Because what happens in your gums could be silently controlling blood flow below the belt, and most men don't realize that link until it's almost too late. 7. The hidden link between your mouth and manhood. This is the part that surprises almost every man I treat. They arrive convinced their issue is hormones or circulation. And yes, both are important. But what if I told you the real culprit might be right behind your smile? Your mouth, and more specifically, your gums, could be sabotaging your circulation night after night without you noticing. Here's how it works. The same arteries that carry blood to your gums also feed your heart and intimate zone. When gums inflame, whether from plaque, bleeding, or infection, those inflammatory molecules enter the bloodstream. Once inside, they damage the inner lining of arteries, making them stiffer, narrower, and less responsive. It's like a pipe corroding from within. Water still flows, but pressure weakens. And for most men, that signal doesn't show first in the heart, but in performance. That's why the clove ritual is far more powerful than it seems when you let that small bud rest between your gum and cheek. The eugenol oil doesn't just relax blood vessels. It kills harmful bacteria and reduces inflammation at its source. Night after night, that natural antibacterial action helps your gums heal while you sleep. Your oral tissues strengthen, your blood cleanses, and your arteries free up to allow oxygen-rich flow. The same flow that defines true masculine vitality. I remember a man named Geraldo, a retired professor in his mid-60s. He'd tried every supplement, medication, and exercise, but nothing lasted. During a checkup, I noticed his inflamed gums. I recommended the clove method not just to boost performance, but to heal from the root. 2 weeks later, he called, surprised. "Doctor, I didn't expect this. My gums stopped bleeding, and I feel stronger in the mornings." That's what Geraldo told me, and it's what I'm telling you now. Heal your mouth, and you heal your manhood. Every night you do this ritual, you're doing more than supporting performance. You're restoring the channels that bring life to your entire body. True health starts with flow, and flow begins in the smallest vessels, including those in your gums. When those tiny pathways are healthy, everything that depends on them improves: heart, hormones, mind, and confidence. But the story doesn't end here. Because once you reclaim circulation and balance inside your body, an even deeper transformation awaits. One that touches how you age, think, and even love. 8. The long-term reset. How this ritual rebuilds your entire system. When most men reach 60, they've been told decline is inevitable, part of time's passage. But that's not the whole truth. What I've seen again and again in my patients is that the body never forgets how to heal. It just needs the right signal to start. And that's exactly what this nighttime clove ritual does. It's not a quick fix or passing fad. It's a deep, sustained reset that reactivates the systems behind your energy, strength, and confidence from within. When you incorporate it consistently into your routine, the effects multiply night after night. As you sleep, the eugenol continues cleansing your blood, reducing inflammation, and keeping arteries flexible. Nitric oxide pathways stay active, ensuring stable, continuous blood flow, not just to one area, but throughout your body. Over weeks, your cardiovascular health strengthens,